All right. Welcome, Infected, and everyone else in the stream, if there's anyone there right now. And if you're watching this later down the line on the VOD, thank you for watching and welcome. Today we'll be continuing with this website here that we started last time. And I'm going to be doing this, I guess, every Wednesday now. I'm calling this Web Dev Wednesday or Web Development Wednesday. Kind of make it a Wednesday thing. Since it's, middle of the week, hump day, people are working, and I might as well work diligently a little bit more on Wednesday, right? Face cam? Oh, shoot. Sure, why not? Let's go with... Hey, what's up, man? Cool. Satisfied? Just got a little bit of food as well. All right. So let me go ahead and log into this. I can turn up the music a little bit on my end. Turn it off. Yeah, see, you asked for it, now you got to stick with it. All right, so today, what I'm going to do, we got like the basic shape, and if you were watching last time, I found out that this... Oh, I should open up the demo of this site. Which one was it? Here, hold on one second. I gotta open my email for that one. Where is it? There it is. So this was the demo my client liked. And it's not bad, It's got a lot of features to it. Unfortunately, the free version doesn't offer all that much. You're finding a lot of people that stream on Linux? That's pretty cool. Should share some of their channel names with me so I can check them out. So let's see here. As I was saying, the demo doesn't or the free version doesn't offer all that. Oh man, 390? That's pretty old now. Even I was on, I'm on 410 or 4, I can't remember. But I need to update mine as well soon. I'm about to... Oh, hey Brego. I'm good, man. It's been great. It's working on some WordPress today. We were just talking about video cards just a second ago. Yeah, the V390, man, you gotta update that for sure. Even me now, I'm like I said, I'm on. No wait, I'm on 415, I think. So I'm not too far back. So we're here with this website. trying to remember where it was. Homepage settings. That wasn't it. Ah, here we go. This was the section for the sliders. Then our services. And then it just ends and goes straight to footer text, which is just this little thing right here, which is pretty pathetic if you ask me. I've seen free templates with a lot more to offer, but this is the one my client liked. So I only really needed the top portion anyway, which we've gotten complete, and we'll change the pictures up so they fit better. And what we're going to do to recreate all of these sections, we're going to have to customize the WordPress template itself. So typically, you don't want to change the PHP files themselves. You want to create a what do you call a child theme? Where was that? So I can't. It's been a while since I created a child theme. Child theme, WordPress. Oh, this is it's been moved. All right, so I need to create a child theme folder. So to do that, you can go into the back end, or you can actually get a plugin for that. So add new. So if you install that shit, had to find out a way to configure and figure out how to configure the fan curve and how to overclock. Install Witcher 3 with Steam Play, Proton, and man, it's working even better than what I had when I was using Windows on the same machine. Oh, dude, that's awesome. Getting about 70 FPS on 2K with all settings on Mac. I'm shocked. Wow, nice. But you're entertained. Thanks. All right, what was I doing? I need to get the plugin now. So there's a file manager that you can get. I think it's the one I usually get. Yeah. Cool. Let me go ahead and decrease the size of that window. We don't need that all that much. There we go. So I got the file manager here. No thanks. Voila. So where do they say we need to create that folder? And WP contact, themes, and then we just create a child for it. So we go content, themes, and the one we're using is this old Urja Solar Energy, right? Yeah. So we're going to create a new folder here. Where is the new folder option? Maybe we can just right click. Yeah, very cool. New folder. We'll call it Urja Solar Energy My Child. There. Then create a style sheet. We're going to copy this stuff in there. It's coming back to me now. I remember now. So new file. I'm going to do a CSS. Styles. Styles or style? Can't remember. Style. Let's rename that. The cherry on top's loading times are half the time I had before, and the GPU is about 10 degrees cooler than before, and it's overclocked. Played about 10 hours with no crashes whatsoever. Dude, yeah, Linux is the future. There's so little overhead involved. It's crazy how people are still using Windows. Oh, whoops. Opening it that way didn't work. Code editor. There it is. So we gotta... Basically, the style sheet directs the child theme to go towards the parent theme. So we gotta change this information. Oh man, I don't remember any of this stuff. Alright, child themes, make your march. So we're gonna change this. So it's gonna be so slash themes slash urja dash solar dash energy dash my child. Description urja solar and so the template there we go. Rest we can get rid of this stuff. Get rid of that. We don't need that. It's not perfect. There are no drivers for the miscellaneous stuff, like I can't change my mouse DPI profiles only with Windows. Yeah, that's the software stuff. Luckily, I got a mouse that you can change the DPI on the mouse itself, so it's all hardware. Lucky it saves the profiles of the mouse itself. Ah, okay. The only thing left for me to restore this machine to its gaming rig state on Linux is to find a way to control the water cooling pump and set the fan curve there. Oh, wow. You got water cooling. I've always felt a little weird about having water going through computer components. Anyway, the following information is required. Theme name needs to be unique to your theme. Cool. And template, the name of the parent theme directly. Oh, okay, so this has to be that, actually. the name of the parent theme directory. Okay. And then we got to enqueue the final steps to enqueue the parent and child theme style sheets. In the past, the common method was to import the parent theme style sheet using import. This is no longer recommended practice as it increases the amount of time it takes style sheets to load. Okay. In your child themes function.php, you'll learn need to create functions.php. I remember that part. Okay, so let's save and close that. What directory we make this in? I think we just do it in the same directory. So we go new file, just change it to plain text, with functions, and then .php. And we add this in there. Okay, so we'll have to create style sheets for each one, I guess, if there are multiple style sheets in the parent theme. So enqueue styles, parent style, get the template directly URI/style. Okay, so we just have to copy and paste that. So code editor. And insert that, save and close. Boom. So now we got functions.php with the bit of code there. Okay, so then this is the same script, but with the rest of the code. All right, so I have to basically replace that. All right, so we got to take that code. Back in the code editor, and paste that one. Get rid of this comment, it's done. And that should be good. Save and close that. You think it's possible to get those software for the mouse, for example, to run with wine and actually communicate with the mouse? That's tricky, because you're not running the mouse through. That's a really good question. I would imagine it's not possible unless you're running a game on wine. You know what I mean? Maybe it only affects what you're running in wine. Be interesting to try out. All right, now to activate the child theme. The child theme is now ready for actually logging your site submission screen. Any file you add to your child theme will overwrite the same file in the parent theme. Then make your modifications to the copied files, leaving the parent files unchanged. For example, if you want to change the code of the parent's theme's header, you would copy the file to your child theme folder and customize it there. Ah, I see. Other than functions.php file, any file you add to your child will overwrite the same. I see. So basically, any modifications I want to make to the original theme, we make a file for it in this theme folder and it'll overwrite it. So we can go back to here. Where was it? Oh yeah, it's just right here. Go to themes. All right. There's my child theme. I'm gonna go activate that. So let's see. It should retain all of this stuff, I think. Okay, so I think I just have to redo the slider pages, and it should be back to normal. So theme settings, slider settings. Yep, there it is. Oh, whoops. Let that load. I like this song. Razil Love You. Okay. I'll try to remember that. Cool. So now should we back to the original state? Oh, we got to do the services as well. My bad. And then we had our services there. Welcome newcomers to the stream here. For anybody just joining, we're doing Web Development Wednesdays. I'm going to try to make this a regular thing on Wednesday, where I work on a website, whether it's in WordPress or React or whatever. Today we're continuing on a WordPress template from last time. So it's GM transportation. And last time I just took the template file, or not file, the template theme, and applied the changes to make it look as much like this as possible. And at the moment, at that moment I didn't know it, but now I do. It doesn't have all the features in the free version, so we're gonna have to create those from scratch, kinda. So that's why we created a child theme. Getting a little lost in my tabs here. Here we go. So we created a child theme, and we're just activating it now. So that should be... So now we got it back to the state it was in when we left off last time. And it's a child theme. You can see here that this one's active. So now whatever changes we can make to the child theme without affecting the parent theme, which is down here. And the big reason for that is if you were to make changes to the actual PHP files on the parent theme, and it's time for an update to the parent theme, they come out with an update, let's say it's security update or whatever. When it updates, it'll overwrite all the changes you make. So all the hard work you make and do, all the hard work you do will be lost. And if you didn't save those code changes anywhere, you're pretty much effed. So that's why we create the child theme. So now, with this plugin that we have here, the WP File Manager, we have access to the functions.php file to make new functions that we want in PHP. And there's one other plugin I want to get that helps us with adding functions and all that in specific places in our theme. And that's WordPress hooks. Hooks are just something in WordPress that you can use. But there's specifically a plugin that helps you with making hooks and using them. I'm just trying to remember what I used to use. Just hook. Add your content to hooks in the Astra theme from the customizer. That's not it. Oh, I think it was called like insert hook or something. Insert hook. Come on. This free host is so slow sometimes. There it is. I think it's this one. No, it's not. If you can tell, it's been a while since I've done anything in WordPress. I've lost my whole workflow now. Let's see. Insert code. I think it was code snippets. There we go. Code snippets. Yeah, that's the one I used. Install now. So activate that. Since we've come this far, I'm going to go ahead and back everything up. And this is all-in-one WordPress migration tool. Really great way to back everything up. And then if you come into a situation where you've made a bunch of changes and you're like, ah, crap, I don't want to do it, you can just import one of your past backups and go back to, you know, previous state. There we go. So now we have a backup of our progress so far. So even if the server goes completely haywire and we need to move to another host entirely or something, we can actually just spin up a new WordPress installation on a different server, install this plugin, all-in-one WordPress migration tool, and just import your backup, and you'll be basically up and running up again without having to do anything really. So now we got a backup. Let's go ahead and see what we got with the snippets. This is that snippets plugin we just downloaded. It's got some example snippets to show. And see, it's just little snippets of code if you want to add in specific places on the site. So now we're pretty much ready to start making different sections like we wanted to. So let's go back here. Customize. Oh, why did I turn blue? So I just realized we're missing some stuff, actually. That didn't transfer over. We still have to add those stuff. Let's go back here. Top bar. Yeah, we missed some. GM transportation. Just add those for now. I'm just putting in dummy information. (9 to 10 p.m.) Let's do that. Okay, now we're good. All right, we want to add this kind of little banner here, right? So let's see, how did I do it last time? I'm gonna have to create a little section. Unlike style.css, the function of a child theme does not override its counter from the parent. Instead, it's loaded in addition to left right for the parent's file. All right, let's take a look at the structure of the parent's PHP file so we can get an idea how we're going to insert it. So let's go to there. So that's the main one. Let's go code editor. Container content area. Let's expand this. So this is the themes PHP file. See, it's not very large, but we can add all our code into another index.php. We just have to copy this over. So, any file you add to your child's theme will overwrite the same file in the parent theme. Change from the parent theme, then make a bunch of the copy files in the parent files. For example, if you want to. For example, if you want to change the code of the parent theme's header.php, you would copy that file. Yeah. All right, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to take a copy of this. Cancel. We're going to take copy. Can we copy? Yeah, copy. And let's put that in the child theme folder. Paste that there. Let's go look at some of the other stuff that we need to change. So that's index. We're going to have to change the footer up, so let's get that. Copy that. Paste that in there. And let's go back here. I think we're going to need to change the header as well. Let's look at that. Let's hide that frame. The header looks fine, actually. We won't need to do anything really much there. So we'll leave that as is at the moment. We're probably going to have to make changes to page.php. And I think that's it. So let's take that and copy that. Paste. So if everything went okay, the site shouldn't have any changes here. Good. So why is this blue though? Let's take a look. There might be other CSS files that I need. So there's style.css. No, that's it. I guess not. Oh, here's one. rtl.css. It's a C++ source. Why does it say C++? Ugh, that's not right. All right, CSS. Let's copy that. Copy. Paste. All right, now it should be just like before. No, maybe not. There's got to be a CSS file we're missing. Let's try page template. No, that wouldn't be right. Oh, I know. Maybe template parts. Maybe not. Nope, I guess not. So it doesn't look like there's any other CSS files, so it's a little weird that the buttons are showing up different. Like, that's not right at all. Something happened. Here, let's do this. We'll take the style.css, open it in code editor. Am I missing something? Where is it? That's odd. Hold up here. Let me go back. Let's refresh that. This is giving me errors. Freaking spam callers and robocalls every day. So style.css. What the heck is this? It doesn't give me the ability to change the CSS in here. What the hell? Oh, that's BS. Here, what we can do, we're just going to download it. So we don't need this top portion. We just need all of this stuff here. That's a lot of CSS. Holy crap. You know, I was better off just copying all of it. Let's just go to the bottom. I'm going to hold shift and yes, Control C that. Let's go back. Oh, thanks for the follow, Moser. I didn't see it there. Thank you. I guess I should probably open up activity feed. There we go. Keep that open as well. There we go. But yes, thank you, Moser89. Appreciate the follow. Back at it again. I didn't finish my chili either. That's weird. For some reason, that template wouldn't let me open their CSS file to change the code, but it's okay. We'll go ahead and save that. So now, let's see if it works. Nope, still. Oh, I guess that's better than before. Oh yeah, and it got the buttons on right now. So I'm guessing this is what it looked like before, I just don't remember it. So that was a solution for that. Just copy all the files over, enter the child theme. So save and close. And welcome newcomers to the channel, or the stream, whatever you want to call it. Right now we're working in WordPress on a site that we started last time, and I've just set up the child theme for it. And now we can start adding these other sections, like our features section. So how am I going to do this? I think the easiest way would be just to do it directly into the functions or the index.php. Let's go back to code editor and see what we're working with again. And let's see, we want to go from this is a show posts. Oh, here we go. This is navigation div. What section is this for? Might be easier to open this in Atom, so I'm going to download this. Let's show that folder. New terminal. Sudo Nautilus. Come on. There we go. Just give me a moment while it opens up in Atom. Come on. There we go. Oh, dang. Screw it. All right, here it is. We can close that Atom and just leave that one open. So this is our index.php. We have one container here. Looks like for the header. Then we've got some content area. What's this content area? Let's take a look. Ah, it's this slider. So that's what that is. This is the slider, I'm guessing. Yep. Row, sidebar, content area, dynamic slider. Then we have the navigation, which is right here. And that's this whole section from here to here, I think. And then we've got right sidebar, row. So you can see with PHP, it's a little bit weird because you mix in HTML into the PHP on these WordPress files. Another navigation. What the? Class navigation. Okay. I wonder what that is. Let's take a look at that. We can close that now. So let's look at there's main container. That's all it shows. Okay. The slider. Here, let's look at this. This is the one we actually have. So that's it for the header. So it's top header, contact. Where's the actual header class? Or they don't actually use one? It's probably in the head. Nope, that's not. Oh well, I guess they didn't use it. So it's just this. It's top header, contact, header, with its own ID called header. Then the slider section. Carousel, blah, 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 blah. I don't see a navigation class like it does in the PHP, which is weird. Very confused right now, because what is this class right here? So whatever we're going to put, at least we know it's going to be right under this services, our services ID section right here. This little container, I don't know what this is. It's just an empty container, it looks like. And then the footer starts over here. So it's all part of the same. So that footer would actually be the PHP file that we copied over. Okay. What is music? let's... Okay, next song. Cool. So I just realized I've been at it for about an hour. So I'm going to take a quick break to stand up and stretch. So give me a couple minutes, guys. I'm going to switch this screen over. I'll be right back. I'm also going to reheat this food a little bit. All right, and we're back. Appreciate everyone's patience while I was reheating my food and getting myself a quick walk around the house. Back at the task at hand. We were looking at the different sections here. So we know at least we can insert our content that we want to put in the template just under ID our services. So we have to find that. Let's go our services. Uh-oh, it's not there. That's probably an insert in PHP then. Let's see, which section would it be in? Well, we also know that's there's a footer in here somewhere. And we have an empty container for some reason. Maybe if we look for container. Aha, we found one container. Which is at the end of get header. That doesn't make any sense. So there's a clear fix right here. Let's see how many clear fixes are in here. There's 1, 2. This is one at the end of the navigation. Let's go clear fix. So that's the last clear fix before the footer comes in. Previous text, next text. I wonder if this index isn't the full thing we're looking for. Because I'm thinking this little section here of our services is inserted from another file. That means what I'm going to do then, I'm going to have to just kind of play guessing game here. So we at least know the footer gets put right there. That's as much as we know so far. Let's take a look at the footer file real quick too. Okay, very simple footer file. And we know that there's the footer. Okay. We know that for sure. That's right here. Where'd it go? That's this right here. Then that means we can insert our code right at the end of that file. Okay. And as a test, we can do this. Go to code editor. So we can insert whatever we want right here. And it should be, so we'll go section ID equals, it'll be our section 1 or something. I'll do our section 1 like that. Section. We'll put a just a div. Or no, we'll just put a h1 tag so we know. H1. This is our section. So we'll save that. Oh, no, no. Whoops. Nah, shoot. Let's fuck it. Oh, it won't let me do it. Messed up a little bit there. Just rename this again. Oh, come on. Just delete that. And rename this back to index. Alright, before I do anything, let me just make sure that I deleted the right one. Alright, so that's our section right there. So save and close, save and close. Now if we got everything right, it should just be H1 text over here, and there's no H1 text. Here, let me try something. Transportation. Maybe it's in cache. No, it's not here. It wasn't added. Okay. That slightly irks me. Let's go back to the code editor. Let's go back here. The footer, where does it start? Technically. Starts right there. If I were to, let's say, take that out there. Control X. Save and close. Open up footer. Ah, shoot. Just code editor. Uh-oh, what happened? I guess Adam crashed. Interesting. All right, so here's the footer. If we put this section right here, new incognito, let's take a look. All right, cool. So there's our section. We managed to put it right above the footer, but within the footer PHP file. Okay, progress. And welcome to newcomers to the stream. Thank you for joining us. We're working on this PHP file at the moment, trying to utilize this free template that has been severely limited. Skip the toolbar. Why? That was weird. The free version of this template here only gives us these few sections, really. Just a top banner, slider, our services, and that. And what happened? There it is. So we managed to finally make a child theme, copied over the styles and everything. So now everything looks like it's supposed to. And now we finally are able to add our own sections into the PHP for kind of copying the other sections here. We're going to add all of these ourselves manually into this template. Yes. Progress. So I can close this one now. I don't need that. And what we're going to do, we're just going to put everything. We can create our own PHP files outside of here, actually, and insert them as hooks, kind of like the same way. Let me save and close this. The same way the index uses the footer hook. So you can see that here. This PHP get footer. Let me see here. If we do go to the footer, yeah, so we can go from inside the footer, I think, and just create our sections. Honestly, that'll be the easiest and least headache inducing, I think. So and then what are WordPress hooks? Because I don't remember now why I wanted to use hooks. All right. Done with my food. Cool. okay. Okay, that's why I needed to use hooks. I remember now. If I wanted to make changes to existing functions of the current theme that we have. So down the line, we're going to have to do that eventually. But at the moment, we don't have to. Right now, we don't have to worry about function so much as making it look like what we want it to right now. When we start getting into adding all the different plugins into each one of those sections, then yeah, we'll need those hooks. So this our services section. I want to take a look at that real quick. And that's going to be under, I think, template parts. No, I don't think so. Let's inspect this real quick. Moser, yes, I am making this for a client. Well, I guess you can call him a client. He's more like a friend. Guy at the gym, really. Figured this would be a good way to practice more WordPress stuff, you know? Alright, so let's do our features. What was I doing? Oh, I got distracted for a second. Custom homepage? What is this? Oh, it might be this file. Oh, and there's our services right there. Yes, here we go. So we copied the wrong index.php, it looks like. Interesting. Okay, so that's why when we put our code into that index.php, it didn't generate. It's because it's a completely different PHP file we need. So let's go to back to our main, and we create the same folder here. New folder. I'm gonna do template parts like that. I'm gonna go to page, content page.php, right? Oh no, page was page template. Whoops. No, just let's copy that first. Copy. And we need to rename that again. Rename that to page template And inside there, we can paste that now. Go back to our footer here. Oh, we don't want to get that last section. Save and close. Nice. I don't know much about WordPress, PHP. Yeah. So WordPress, a lot of people kind of turn their nose up at it. Typically, other programmers or other web developers who've been in the business for a while know about WordPress and will be like, oh, you know, it's not that great or whatever. That's because PHP has kind of a bad rap from over the years. But ironically enough, most small businesses use WordPress. So about 30% of the web is a WordPress website or something involving WordPress in some way. And so a lot of my work ends up being from WordPress. And PHP also, just in general, is all over the web. So if you were looking to get into web development, and an easy way to get into it would be to learn WordPress and a little bit of PHP. I don't know PHP all that much, really. I really don't. I can hack at it, like hack away at it. Just basically what I'm doing here, just kind of taking bits and pieces from other places. If you know basic programming, you can kind of figure it out, you know. Go back here. For WordPress, you really do need to know your HTML and CSS like really well, though. Because like you see here, I'm just pretty much working with HTML. So let's put this right in here. We'll save and close. So now this section should still show up if we did everything right. Cool. It's still there. Let me just make sure it's not just in the cache or something. Sweet. Brego, you know how you see a really nice art and you think I can't even draw a stick figure? That's how I feel now, but with programming a stick figure. Dude, don't worry about it. Like, I'm not even that good of a programmer or anything. Just start with HTML and CSS and make like some simple, you know, just simple web pages, like really simple. Just go on YouTube, look at a basic tutorial, and you'll get the gist of it, really. And then from HTML and CSS, if you really do like it, then go into like JavaScript or PHP or one of these other more advanced languages. What was I doing? Okay, cool. So now we know that custom homepage.php is the file we want to do our changes to, actually, because I don't want to work in the footer exactly. Yep, a lot of programmers hate PHP, but have a lot of sites make WordPress using PHP. Yeah. C# and object-oriented stuff. Yeah, Brego, definitely. C# is really good to learn. if you want to get into like hard to explain, like enterprise companies, the big companies, insurance companies, businesses, stuff like that. A lot of their back-end financial programming is done in C#. I have a friend that works at a insurance company, and all their back-end stuff is in C# and in Java. And his department works specifically in, or himself works in the C#. He does say it's kind of boring though, and he's trying to like move up out of there. But it's solid income for him, and yeah, going back to Moser's point, oh yeah, I totally forgot. C# is really good for video games now because the Unity engine uses C#, and you know Unity. Well, there's a hell of a lot of games out there in Unity. I'm not sure if Unreal they use C# or they might use C++. I don't remember anymore. But there's a couple other game engines that use C# heavily, so it's a good one to learn. And sorry, Moser, going back to your point with JavaScript now. If you know JavaScript really well, you can pretty much do anything now. You don't have to really learn PHP. Like, I've started moving more into Node stuff, Node.js, and that pretty much so okay, if I were to, let me take a break from programming here for a second. I'll explain kind of a shift that web developers are going through right now, and just the web in general. We have the LAMP stack, right, which is Linux, Apache, MySQL, and PHP or Python for the backend. That's the more traditional sense of, you know, a web server. Nowadays, we're doing, you know, MERN stacks, lean stacks, mean stacks. It's all JavaScript based with a Node backend, some sort of database like MongoDB, or I forgot what the other ones are called. There's a bunch of databases out there, but they're all, for the most part, non-relational, whereas like MySQL is relational. And so WordPress websites, they're using MySQL, and they're all relational databases. So when you're expanding and you're growing your website, it becomes difficult with a PHP website, or with a website with a MySQL backend or a relational database on the backend, to expand. If they have to go from like 10,000 users to 100,000, they have that one database, and to cater to all those people, they gotta vertically expand. That means they gotta up the CPU power and the storage on that one particular server. There's other ways around that, like Facebook originally was on PHP, and they've figured out technologies to kind of divvy up their database. But with Node backends and databases, non-relational databases, you can horizontally expand. And basically, it's just, you can just keep adding servers and servers, and you just have one database all kind of shared among those servers, and it makes it really streamlined. So there, we've got a nice big shift happening in the programming and web development scene, where everyone's just moving towards JavaScript. So if you know JavaScript really well, just stick with it. And because I see the future is just going to be JavaScript for the most part. We'll still see some, you know, PHP is not going anywhere. WordPress is not going anywhere. But you're going to see a lot more adoption of Node backends and just JavaScript all the way through, from the front end to the back end. Which is nice, because then you just have to learn one language. Anyway, break time over. Let's get back to the task at hand. Alright, we've got this section here, and I want to, this is our section. Where was I? Yeah, we want to make an our features type of thing here, right? So this will be our features. And we've got like a couple divs here. Divs will be class equals, we'll just make an ID. Or no, we'll make class. We'll call it feature list, like that. And we've got another div we'll call it feature pick. And we might have to put that into its own container. So let's do that. Div class feature container, like that. This is not a code editor, so not a real code editor, so I gotta do it that way. Cool. We're gonna create a unordered list. And if you know HTML, you know, like I said, this is just gonna be mostly HTML and CSS. We're working in WordPress. You only need to know so much PHP just to figure out, you know, where to put your HTML in. Let me save that real quick. And we're gonna go features list. I'm just gonna go feature 1 for now. Like I said, I'm gonna put content in later. Just trying to get structure first. Because I get hung up on content all the time. Like, you can spend all day trying to figure out what picture you want to put in a section, but if the structure is not done, there's no point. So save that. We should start seeing those things popping up right here. Yep, there they are. Cool. So we got features. We need to put an image in here. For now, we're just going to put an image tag. I don't know what I'm going to put. So that's one section. We're going to have an About Us section. Oh, you're from Brazil. Very cool, man. I know a little bit of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm a blue belt in it. Haven't rolled in a few years, but I love it. But yeah, if there's a lot of jobs out there for PHP, definitely learn a little bit of PHP, just enough, you know, to say you know it, and then most of what you're gonna do is in HTML and CSS anyway. At least with WordPress, you know, unless a job's asking you to create, like there's usually two kinds of jobs with WordPress. There's the people who create the layouts and the templates and the themes, and that one, you know, a lot of HTML and CSS. If people are looking for custom plugins and modifying plugins and stuff like that, then you're definitely going to need to have a solid foundation of PHP because then you're going to be working with almost exclusively in PHP programming. Hugo. What's Hugo? I have not sure what if I've heard about it. Interesting. What is it? PHP based? Because out here in the States, what's really popular with, as far as frameworks for PHP, is Laravel. And so you'll see a lot of job openings for either WordPress or Laravel in the PHP side of things. Nope. Nope, what? It's not PHP? It's JavaScript? Let me see. Oh, is it Go? Oh, okay. I'm like, Hugo, what is Hugo? Hugo, it's just, it's... It's just built on Go, right? Anyway, I'll look at this again later. What was I creating? Section class equals what do I do? ID actually. Section ID. It'll be our section. Whoops. Our section 2, right? Is that what the nomenclature we're using? Section. All right, so this one does about us. So we'll do H1 about us like that. Yeah, pretty much like me right now, right? I'm like, oh, it's Hugo. Go? Oh, Hugo. Duh. No, man, that's cool. Like, Go is a really interesting language as well. I have a buddy who's he works at, well, not works. I guess you can technically say he works for IBM, even though he's just on a contract with them for 6 months. Who knows if he'll continue working for them after, but he's a big fan of Go. And for about us, it's gonna do the same thing like up above. So div class about container like that. And then we're gonna do div class. This is gonna be about pick, and then div class about how is it set up? Just like a block of text, right? About text. Just like that. And there's a button as well. And we're going to put that outside the about container. So put the button here. And it's a read more button. So we should start seeing that as well. Yep. And there's that button with their own styling for now. Worry about that later. Then we have a latest project section, and this is where, so Moser, this is where you're gonna have to learn a little bit of PHP for making these templates. Is when you get into sections like this where you want to like display projects, you don't want to hard code this stuff into the HTML. You want to actually use the WordPress. I guess you can call them hooks, but the basic WordPress sections, like post, the WordPress has very specific functions, like over here to get the footer, it's PHP get footer, and so there's gonna be functions like get posts, and so you'll have to like populate using loops the different posts in these kind of sections. I prefer much more the front end, but seems you have to know at least the basics about everything, like DB on back end. Yeah, it definitely helps, you know. Like I said right now, I like with PHP, technically it's a back end language, but to display these posts here, you're going to need to know the PHP to do that and communicate with the back end. Because these posts are going to be basically in the back end, in the MySQL database. The text and everything, it's not in a HTML document anywhere. It's in all this is going to be in the MySQL database. So yeah, if you're learning, if you're trying to get a job in PHP, learn MySQL. You don't need to learn like all the different commands for MySQL, but you definitely want to know how to navigate through. Here, you know what? We'll take a slight detour here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Because this is another thing that makes WordPress really great in my eyes. You can just, whatever you need, just there's a plugin for it. So we'll just go here, MySQL, and there it is, PHP MyAdmin. This gives you access to your MySQL database within WordPress. Because PHP MyAdmin, you should go ahead and start learning what that is as well if you're going to get into WordPress. It's just basically whatever, like it's like a cPanel for PHP websites. But you can get a WordPress plugin to access it. So let's go ahead and open that up. Let's see. It's been a while since I've opened it, so hopefully there it is. So this is PHP MyAdmin, and you can see your database tables. And this is what I was talking about. All of the WordPress text and content lives in the database here. And like you, I prefer, well, I used to prefer front end quite a bit. Now I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm kind of leaning more towards back end stuff nowadays. But it's all good to know, you know. But you can learn about MySQL databases through WordPress by downloading this plugin, WP PHP MyAdmin, and just start looking through the databases. You can kind of see here WP users, and right now we've just got the one user as the admin. And then if you want to add more information to that user, they've got a user meta table as well. So like the nickname is GMT admin for umeta1. So that's the user in the first database. I think, right? Oh, user ID, yeah. So that's the whole idea of relational databases. You've got one table that has the main person, which is GMT admin. You have another table that relates information to the other table. So in this case, it's relating to user ID 1, and you've got a bunch of different entries for that user ID 1. And so like it's first name, last name, description, blah, 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 so on and so forth. If we had a second user, then it'll go on until, you know, it'll be user 2 with all the same information like this. User 3, then again, all the same information. So you'll get a good idea of how relational databases work through this method, which is how I did it. Anyway, back to the task at hand. What part of Brazil you live in, man? All right, so we're back at it. This again, let's look at here. This is the latest projects one, right? South Brazil. Okay, cool. I only know like Sao Paulo, right? I don't know if I say it right. And you guys speak Portuguese, right? So this is gonna be latest projects. Sao Paulo, very cool. Section ID hours section -3 section. Yeah, no, I know about that because it's definitely not Spanish. All right. What was it? Yeah. It'd be H1. What is it? Past projects or something? Latest projects. I was born and raised in California in the United States. I live in Texas now, but my parents, they're from Pakistan and India. Latest. H1. And then so we're gonna have to put the container. So I put div class. We'll call this projects container. Yeah. You heard Texas? Yep. You from Texas, Brego? Or you ever been? Now I'm gonna leave the projects container empty for now because I'm gonna have to look up the PHP for that. We can move on to the next section. Facility. ID equals. Nice. What part of Texas, if you don't mind me asking, Brego? If you don't feel comfortable, you can just whisper it to me. But I live over in Dallas area. ID, we'll call this our section 4. Hey, Fort Worth. Shoot, we're neighbors. All right, so this section is facilities. So we'll call that H1 facility. And how is it in here? They have it like same idea, but inside. Thanks, Brego. Instead of sending, we should have barbecue together. And Moser, yeah. So with PHP, you'll insert the HTML in the PHP file. So it's like it's all in the same file, pretty much. Yeah, to make it, I guess, to make it make more sense, the browser itself is only getting served the HTML and the CSS. All the PHP is being processed on the server, and once it's processed, and then it'll send out the HTML and CSS to the client, the browser in this case. So like when you look at the actual, you know, when you go inspect and look at the source, you don't see any PHP because you're just getting what the server has processed and compiled, basically. That's why PHP is considered a back-end language, because it's not on the front end at all. Even though as a programmer you're going to be working with the front end and the back end together in the same file. All right. The way they've had this set up is they've got the title off center, unlike here and here and here. So I think I'm going to have to put that into the div. So divs be we'll call this facility container. Yeah. And then this will be div class equals facility text. Oh geez, div like that. And we'll put in a paragraph tag. Lorem ipsum is the best. And then we have... Uh-oh, what happened to my music? Yes, continue please. All right, and then we have div class equals facility pic or image. What did it have? What was it up here? I want to keep it all kind of similar. About pic. Okay, so we'll keep it pic. Facility pic, and then put an image tag in here. Oh, it's not a pic. It's actual things here. So we're gonna have to create like buttons of some sort. Glad to see more Linux users. Yeah, man. It's all about Linux. I game on Linux now. I don't know if you were here when we were talking about Linux earlier, specifically gaming and stuff with Infected. But yeah, my channel is going to be, as far as technology is concerned, it's going to be all Linux related. So gaming on Linux. Like as you can see, I'm programming here, even though it's web-based, but I'm doing it on a Linux computer. So I have got Atom for Linux, and you'll see me working in terminal a lot when we're working with Node. And then I am a DJ as well. So right now I don't have a way of playing on Linux, but I'm looking into it. I'm still stuck using Tractor on Windows because I have not looked at DJing on Linux yet. All right, I'm going back to work. So we got facility pick. It should not be pick actually. So facility features, we'll call it that. And then there's 4 divs in there for those buttons or panels or whatever. We'll call them div class equals tile. Not a gamer, but you're a developer? Yeah, using Linux as a developer is really awesome because there's just so many tools available as a Linux user in programming in general. Whoops. Class equals tile. Oh, whoops. I keep thinking I'm in my IDE. Cool. Next section, our team. And here we go. This whole section here is probably another post section. Sometimes they do it that way. So we'll leave posts. You know what? I don't know. We'll see how we do this later. Let me just get this section done. So copy that. Oh yeah. You know it's good when there's a guy with a thumbs up. Yep. You know, he's the up and comer right there. Just started in the company, but he's very promising, you know. All right. I'm getting silly now. All right, there's section 5. Our team. And we'll just put it all. Right. Okay, so this is going to be our team container. Or team container. And then we've got featured products. call this products container. Save. Taking the entire stock. Awesome, man. Good job, Ricky. Made a sale today. Last section, I think. Featured. No, we already did that. So, testimonials. So for that one, we'll get a plugin for it. Am I using a notepad? I'm using the what do you call? It kind of is notepad pretty much. I had Adam up earlier and it crashed, and I don't want to deal with it right now. When I get to the heavy coding, I will go back to Adam. But for now, I'm just trying to just fit in the stuff. Let's see, what was I doing? Oh yeah, this is section 7. Testimonials. VS Code, please. Yeah, somebody else told me last time to use VS Code because I really liked Adam in the beginning, but slowly it's just getting worse and worse. Testimonials. Container. After testimonials, you've got facts. Just the facts. This will be 8. The FAQs. FAQ container. And then we've got an unordered list in here. So on UL. And we'll just do FAQ. Because fucking hell, man. And we'll do something about those buttons as well. So we'll put in I should have just copied those from the beginning. All right. Is that the last section? Oh, there's a button at the bottom too. So we'll need that. So this is going to be after the container. And it's going to be read more. Cool. After that, we got our blog, and it's just going to be like earlier with a container. Oh, whoops. Let's get this right here. Be section 9. Our blog. And we do blog container. Boom. We're rocking now. Okay, so this section, we'll call it the contact section. Section ID, our section 10. H1 is going to be contact. Now let's see. They've got two divs just broke off like that. So I'm going to have the container div class. Hey, buddy. Sorry, my dog. Div class contact container. And then we'll do class panel like that. And so one panel will have the contact info, right? And then the other div, also panel, will have be this quick inquiry. Quick inquiry. I like that word, inquiry. And the contact section has these like little blurbs or whatever you want to call them. We can split that into its a div and then 4 little divs. Then they have the social section right here. So this is a theme that came with very limited options. Basically, this theme only gets you about here, up to here. And then this whole section from our features, about us, latest projects, facility, our team, featured products, as all this doesn't come in the free version. You have to pay for it. They do give you this little bottom though, which is whatever, I guess. But if you want to have all those middle sections in the middle here, you have to pay them for the theme. Now, I'm not going to pay them. I can do it myself. So that's why I'm just doing it myself. Yeah. So it's kind of a mix of both working with the theme and creating things from scratch. Like all these sections here, it's going to be just basically doing it from scratch. Going back. So contact, there's 4 divs. Inside another div. So div class. We'll call this tile container. Oh my god, what is this music? Could not do that, sorry. Okay. Put tile container, and then we have tiles already up here somewhere, I think. I did it for this thing here. We can reuse it, I think. But in case we can't, I'm gonna name these tile -1, -1 -1 -1. And then this will be div class equals tile -2. Oh, didn't need that many. And the visual things like the squares side by side, you make that with PHP or with CSS? Are you talking about like these two sections here? Yeah, that would be in CSS. So you're still using, you know, CSS quite a bit. All the styling is going to be in CSS. You really only just doing PHP if like let's say this blog section here. These blog posts live in the database, and you wouldn't want to hard code, you know, post 1, post 2, post 3. You create a PHP function that will query the posts. You'll create the CSS template for one of these posts, and basically the PHP function will recreate that CSS and HTML for the multiple posts on this section here. So we'll get to that eventually. Today, maybe not, because I have my friend coming over soon. But you can see kind of how it works. I am making divs for each of these tiles here, because that's not something that it lives on the database per se. Like technically you could, if you created a whole database section for contact and you put all this stuff in there, but in this case it's not. It's just it's hard coded in this case. Oh, I get it. No worries. Ask away. That's keeps me busy too. So going back to this at hand. So I got the 3 or 4 little tiles there. And still within the panel here, we're going to have this kind of social thing here. So we're going to create a div class. We'll call it social banner. I'd like to give a shout out to my friend Michael, who supposedly should be in the stream at the moment, joining us. So what up, Michael? Thanks for joining. So social banner. Ooh, I like this song. It's called Ping Pong Party. All right, so social banner. Each of these is going to be its own little button or icon or whatever. So I guess I have to create one for each. So social icon. Thanks, Brago. He might be a little shy. This is his first time on Twitch, I think. You know what? I'm just gonna do this. Oh, whoops. Oh shoot! Sorry about that. My alarm went up. Anchors, yes, anchors. What about them? Those were what I was talking about earlier. I don't know if you were listening at that time. I was talking about hooks. Hooks or anchors, they're about the same thing. WordPress hooks and WordPress anchors. Oh, you're talking about those anchors. Yeah, anchor tags. Duh. Yeah. They're just a links. No, I'm talking about the actual like images and stuff. But yeah, they're gonna be just anchor tags for social media. So let me go back. Since you mentioned that, I'll just go ahead and do that now. href equals, I'll just do that like that. There we go. Ew, what happened there? There we go. Just like that. Oh my god. There we go. So that section's done. Alright, so this is going to be a form, and we're not going to hard code the form. That's going to be another plugin we use. So I'm just going to create the container for it first. So it'll be div class. I think it's better remove the div tag inside, more semantic. Meaning, who's unseen energy? Is that my friend? What do you mean by more semantic? We could delete the div inside and just use the a tags. But what do you mean by more semantic? I'd be interested in knowing what you mean by that. Div class, what was I doing? Contact form container. I'll do that. And since we're on the subject of that, oh, let me go create the button first. Or wait, no, that's the submit button. Whoops. You can delete that. All right, is that the last section? That is the last section. Woohoo! All right. Okay. Since you have the tag, you can put the class in it. Yeah, you're right. That's a very good point. So I can just do this. If I take that, like that, and delete the div, and that'll do that. Cool, thank you. That was a very good point. Oops. See, I love coding online. I get help, free help from people. All right. Next, since we're on the subject of contact forms, thanks, Unseen. Try to keep it chill here, you know. Let's go to plugins. Now for contact forms, my favorite, personal favorite is Contact Form 7. There's a lot of documentation for it online, and it's highly customizable. So let's search for contact form. And there it is. Install now. Cool. Bye, Unseen. Oh, I don't think he's leaving. I think he was just saying good vibes, as in like there's good vibes in here. So let's activate Contact Form 7. Come on. There we go. There it is. So now we got the plugin Contact Form 7. And they've given us the short code for it. But can't really use the short code in HTML. So let's see. Let me think. Insert short code. Oh, let me go WordPress. Insert short code in PHP. Got it, Unseen, even if you're not good at being unseen. There's many other professions I'm sure you can find. Hey, got him. Alright, so shortcode. Okay. We've got a PHP echo do shortcode. That's simple enough. Let's give that a shot. So let's go back to... Here, this is what we're going to do. Let's take this short code, copy that, put that in there for temporary. Let's go back to our PHP file. And we'll go to code editor. Hey, Divine. How are you doing, man? Or Divine Time. I don't know. Do you mind if I shorten it to Divine? I don't know. I don't know if the time in there is essential or not, but just let me know. Yes, he does have a nice sword. That means he is a moderator. So be careful, guys. Moderators here. Also, wholesome content now. Okay, so for the contact form, we need to take that PHP shortcode, this one. Copy that. Put it in the contact form container. Like that. And then the shortcode is this right here. Yep. So there's that. So now, if we did this correctly, here's the moment of truth. Oh, something went wrong. Yep, something went wrong. Let's take a look. I think this PHP code did not work properly. Let's cut that out. Why haven't I been streaming? I got really busy over this weekend deploying a website for a client, and it wasn't really anything I could really stream, since it was just me mostly banging my head on the table trying to figure out how to deploy a Node website to the cloud. And it would have been really boring for 2 days of me just staring at a computer screen going, what the hell is this? Why isn't this working? Why isn't this working? Okay, let's go back and see if this is working now. Alright, so aside from the contact form that we tried to insert, everything else is showing up. Yeah. Yeah. What are those little emoticons? Fire or... Alright. Why isn't this working? Going back to this. Within a template, instead of with the content of post page, you can invoke it with a special function. But why isn't it working? Here, let's see. There's shortcode on its own. If I try to insert it into the PHP file, it's not going to do anything. But let's just see anyway. Yeah, see? So this is what happens when you just insert the snippet by itself. But there's gotta be something I'm doing wrong here. Let's try without the proper shortcode. See, it's the same structure as this. I don't know why it wouldn't work. So let's save that. Okay, so that's working. So there's a problem with our shortcode possibly. Let's take that. Ah, maybe it's the quotes. Let's see. Because there's quotes around it too. So let's do this. We'll use single quotes instead of the double quotes. Oh shit. Oh, did that again. I have not. I'm sorry, Divine Time. Like I said, I got really busy with work this weekend. And it was just streaming and everything stream-related was like the last thing on my mind. But it is on my schedule to do tonight. after this, actually. After this, I got my friend to hang out with for a little bit, and then I'm gonna play some CS, and then I'm gonna get Nightbot set up. So don't worry, you're my go-to guy as soon as Nightbot's all set up. Let me delete that. Remove. And I'm gonna rename this. All right. Let me just make sure I got done properly. Okay, so we got the single quotes in there. Now it should show. There it is. There's the form. So going back to Moser, if you're still watching, this is what I was talking about, where you do need to learn a little bit of PHP because you're going to insert stuff randomly, like this little bit of short code right there into your PHP file. Oh, thanks for the follow, Unseen. Appreciate it. I do stream CS on Twitch, so if you're on later today, I will be streaming some competition matches. And I have a list of games. If you go down below on my channel or whatever, you can see the list of games I play and the list of games I want to try. You'll notice a lot of those titles in there are Windows games, and so you get to watch me trying to figure out if it'll work on Wine or not, or on Proton or whatever. Okay, cool. So we got the short code working in that little section. And I got my friend waiting outside, actually. So, and I've been at this for nearly 3 hours. Oh my god, cool. So I got some, I think I'm going to end it around here then. We've had some good progress. For those just entering chat, or just like Divine here, who came in late, we've taken what we started with from last time, which was this kind of bare bones. Oh, don't worry, Divine Time. I got the link after you told me about that. Oh, thanks, Divine. It's also down below on my profile. I put it up now. I got my snake game up there too, if anyone's interested. But just to recap what we've done today, we took our original design template and we got the first section here. Then we had our services, and we just had this little bit of a footer that the free version gave us. And so where we left off from last time was that today we created a child theme so we can make changes to the main theme without worrying about changing the actual files of the main theme. We've added the plugins for the file manager and the PHP MyAdmin so we can make changes to the database if we need to. We've also added the contact form plugin, so now we have that. And now that we've created the child theme, we created all the little sections in the PHP file, which you can see here. So next time, probably either later this week, or I might save this same website for next Wednesday on for next Web Development Wednesdays. But I'm going to end it here. I want to thank you guys for joining me. Thanks, guys in chat: Brego, Unseen, Divine Time, Moser. Don't know any. Oh, Brago says still don't know what any of that means, but sounds good. Don't worry, man. If you stick around, you'll figure this stuff out. You know, you see it enough times, you'll be like, oh, okay, I remember that. I know what you're doing. No worries, Divine Time. If you're on again later today, like I said, I'll be streaming some CS, and who knows, I might stream some other things too. But thanks, guys, again for joining me and sticking around. Like I said, next time I'll continue this website as well as some stuff in React and React Native soon. So, again, thanks, guys. Peace.
Ripping harder, more less. Never stop, no rest. Till the stress is breath in my chest.
Thanks, guys. Take care. I'll see you guys soon. Have a good rest of the day. If you're ending the day or if you're starting the day, I don't care. Just have a good one, guys. Bye. It's yours, steadily killing me, running my brain full of shame. I don't wanna lose it. I'm full of stage, trying to find my pain. I see something coming out of that.